I'm sure that most of you, they know that I am Mr. Mcedani. The time now is 11:42. Let's wait for 5 minutes and allow others to join. We are also waiting for Mr. Mgadi to join the session.
Okay, Mr. Mgadi is in already.
Oh, you are in, okay.
But while uqhuba mnanzamane accept abanye abantu that are waiting on the lobby.
Okay, that's fine. Is Mr. Mafongosi in?
I invited them, but I can't see them because there are only 2 tutors so far that we've got. I invited, it's Mr. Mafongosi as well as Miss Miendeki.
Okay.
Yeah, I invited them, but I think maybe they might have not seen the message because I only did that after 11 o'clock. But I apologized for such short notice to them.
Okay, but I saw Mr. Mafongosi earlier on. He was online, but I'm not sure what happened. But guess Akuba so far.
All right, good.
Okay.
Mr. Klanza, please switch off your video.
Okay, yeah, we can begin now. There's no need to turn on my video. I think most of you, they know me. I am Mr. Mcedani. I work along with Mr. Mgadi on CSC113F. This is practical number 1. There's nothing much that I am going to do on this practical, but I'm going to take you through on how to download Visual Studio 2010 and how to install Visual Studio 2010. And then after that, Mr. Mgadi will take you through on few basics about Visual Studio, on how to set Visual Studio for specifically for these practicals. Is my voice clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Let me try and project this screen. I'm sure all of you are able to see the screen. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is the link. Hey, there's an echo here. I don't know what. Is it affecting you there?
Let me switch off my mic on my side. I don't know whether it's me. Let me switch it off.
Okay. Okay. This is the link to download Visual Studio. I have stored it on Google Drive. So you just type this link to your browser. You open your browser. We all know how to open our browsers. I prefer to use Google Chrome. You go to the address bar and you type short URL .add small letters /rs capital letters APS. Okay? And then you hit enter. All our computers on, students.
I'll pin the link, sir. I'll pin the link because I'm trying to type it.
Okay, the link is short URL. Let me try and send it as a message here on Google Teams. Just a minute, ne? I have sent the link on the conversations. I'm sure that you are able to see it now. Are you able to see it? Guys, I'll appreciate if you can respond. I've sent the link on the conversations. So just go to conversations and check if you can see the link. Can you see the link?
I'm trying to look for conversations.
You click here, ne?
Ayikho kum.
Ayikho le ndawo.
Asinayo si. Yes, ayikho nakumse.
Okay, alternatively, I'll send it on WhatsApp. I'll send the link on WhatsApp. But
Okay,
let me just repeat the link before I send it on WhatsApp. You can also look while I type is short URL, small letters, ne? .at/RSABS. And then
no WhatsApp.
Jigeliso. Jigel Mandela.
Yes, sir.
Switch off your mic. So did you manage to get the link? Jigeliso.
La madoda avala imayikhi zawo ayasiphazamisa.
Okay, did you manage to get the link?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the Google Drive where Visual Studio 2010 is hosted. So you right click here on Visual Studio 2010. If you see this screen, you right click here and then you look for download. You click on download and then let's wait for it to download. It will take a few minutes.
You right click where, sir?
You right click here, you see Visual Studio here on top.
Yeah.
You right click here. And then you go to download. Okay, Bon?
Yes, sir.
And then you will see this pop-up message. It will say zipping one file, and then we'll wait for it until it is finished.
Okay.
While I'm waiting, let me send the link to WhatsApp for those who didn't get the link. Okay, no, the link is already there. Thank you, Abundance. Yeah, it's finishing. Okay, now I'm downloading the file. You just click on save. You choose the pathway you want it to download, and then you click on save. then you can see here that it is downloading. Yeah, let's wait for for a few minutes until it is done, and then I will continue. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, it is done. You can click here on this arrow and then you show folders. So this is the file. And then you can see that it is a zipped file, compressed file. So you have to unzip it first. So you right click on the file and then you click on extract all, depending on which software you use for unzipping. Then you click on extract. And then now it is done extracting. So you look for this folder, Visual Studio. Then you open it. And then when you open it, it will be like this. You look for the setup file. It is an application or an executable file. You double click. I am not sure what is happening right now. Okay, it seems that there is a problem with this setup file. I'm not sure what is the problem. Let me quickly look for an alternative software. Mr. Mkadi. Mr. Mkadi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm going to look for another Visual Studio software. While I'm still looking, can you quickly take through them on what they are going to do when they have already installed the software? I'm going to look for another link.
Thank you very much. There's no problem, sir. I can do that. Ladies and gentlemen, now Mr. Mkedani is going to show you how to install. Should we fail doing it virtually, maybe we can arrange certain groups of people that we can show, and then they will obviously share the information with others. Okay, but I'm not sure whether Miss Akinola, because I think she said she managed to download it. I'm not sure if she managed to download it. Maybe she can share with you the information as well at a later stage. Okay, but one thing that I can tell you is that on Monday, what's the date on Monday? Monday, the 12th of April. I will also be there on campus. At the moment, I'm not on campus. So on Monday, the 12th of April, I will also be there on campus. maybe if you still have challenges, we can interact. But obviously, guys, I don't want to see a group of people. I'm afraid of this COVID. So I don't want to see a group of people. Please don't come in numbers there in my office. Make an appointment before you come and see me. Okay. So guys, what I'm going to take you through, I hope everyone is able to see my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So once the software has been installed in your computer, you can simply come there and type Visual Studio. Okay, even before I can finish typing, you can see the software. Visual Studio is always having that icon that looks like an infinity sign. So it's a Visual Studio 2010. That's the software that we are using. Okay, so you can just click on that software, right? And then I'm waiting for it to start. Obviously, the one that most of you are using, I think it's Express, but in my computer I've got Ultimate, which is they work more or less the same. It's not a problem. Once you click on it, this is the window that you will be able to see. Are you all able to see the IDE? Are we still together?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is the Visual Basic Integrated Development Environment. Okay, and this is the environment that we talked about in class, whereby I said there are some certain panes, such as the latest news pane, the get started pane, as well as the recent project pane. So in your case, because you will be opening Visual Studio for the very first time, you will not be having any of the projects there, okay? I only have these projects because I've been using this software. So as for you, when you start your Visual Studio, you will have to come to new project, okay? Click on it, you don't double click. We are now computer literate, I believe. You know that once you move on top of something and it shows you a link or an underlining on it, you know that it simply says once you click on it, it's going to take you somewhere, right? Now, once you click on it, remember in the class, the version that I've shown you was showing you 5 projects that you can do, but this one is showing a lot of projects that you can do. But as for the entire year, the only project that we are going to work on is a Visual Studio Windows Form application. Okay, so you need to click on Windows Form application, and then at the bottom there, you will notice there is the name of the project that you want to create. Okay, so for this project, I will name it First Day, which is going to remind me that this was the first day that I was showing you how to play around with Visual Studio and other stuff. Okay, so make sure before you come and click OK, that one is highlighted. If WPF is highlighted, it will mean it's opening another type of a project, which is different from what we are talking about. Okay, so make sure that Windows Form application is highlighted, and then you can name the project as you desire, as long as you will know it. Okay, then you can then now click OK. It's supposed to take you now to the form itself. This is the form that we talked about, and okay, this is the form that we talked about. Now, if you are looking at this this interface, you will notice that I'm only having a form. I'm also having what? The Solution Explorer. Can you see that? But I'm also having the properties window. There it is, but it's minimized. Once I click on it, I can now come drag it to where I want to drag it, but everything is fine as it is there. Okay, sorry. The properties window, the Solution Explorer, the form. Okay, Now, there are a couple of things that we need to do with the form. Okay. There are a couple of things that we need to do with the form. Okay. But it's up to you if you want this properties window to appear there and the solution explorer to appear there. If you don't want it there, you can drag it to wherever you want it to be. Okay. Mr. Mkadan, if there are some people that are on the lobby, may you please let them in? Okay. Now,
Sure.
What is going to happen in practical one? There are a couple of things that I want you to do. Okay. At this point in time, we normally call it the design time. The program is not running. Now, let me take you through to the interface itself. I've already shown you the properties window and the solution explorer, though I've closed them now. Now, there are some important bars there. There is the toolbar and the menu bar. The menu bar is the one that has got file, edit, view, project, build, and so on. Okay, you will get used to them as time goes on. Now, the other one which is of importance is the toolbar. Always your toolbar will be having this run button. We are familiar with that one when I say run, because when you were doing Excel and VBE, you remember we were always having such icon. But this time around, when you open this one, when I say run your program, I will be expecting you to start the program. Any questions? Someone has got the mic opened. Okay. So when you are running a program in Visual Basic, we are saying you are debugging the program. You are debugging it. So when I say it's either I will say run your program or I will say start debugging. Okay, you must know I mean one and the same thing. When I say start debugging or when I say run the program, it will mean that you need to come here. It's start debugging. Now, when you go on top of each and every icon that you have there, can you see there is a shortcut key that is being shown for you? Did you see it? Guys, are you there?
Yes, so we saw it.
So what was the shortcut key for starting?
I think it was control something, control. I forgot the other letter, but yeah,
okay.
we saw it.
No, the control something was for this one. Start debugging, take note when you want
F5.
It's just the F5. You can just press F5 to start debugging. But at the moment, we are not going to run any programs. I just want to demonstrate for you how to set up certain things. Okay. So the first thing, I want to set up the properties of a form. So I can just come to my form, right click on it, then I go to property. Okay. There are a couple of things that you can do once you go to property. I want to remove this thing now. Here it is. Here it is. Exactly. You can see I've got my property. Now, properties, take note under the word properties, it's telling you whose properties are you trying to change. It says form 1. Form 1 is referring to the form that we are working on. Okay. Now, the first thing that I might want to change is the size of this form. So take note, if I change the size to 900, 600, we may not be changing every property, but I just want you to take note. If I say change properties, and I will be telling you what to change in the properties. Okay, 900, 600. Once I press enter, did you notice that the size has been changed? Did you notice that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, okay, let me change the 900 to a very significant figure. I will just put 40 so that you will see the difference. Have a look at the form. Once I change it to 40 and then I press enter, can you see what 40 means? And it's refusing to take 40, but it's now changing to 166. I believe 166 is the minimum that I can have as a size. Okay. So the first parameter being the width of my form, and then the next parameter there, which is the 600, is the height of my form. Okay, but we cannot work with such a small form. So I will change it back to 900. Okay, 966. This is the form that we are talking about. There are other things that in the practical I asked you to do with this form, such as changing the background color. And remember what I said in class? I said I might be saying background, but Visual Basic might not be having background. Let's go and have a look at it. If you are looking for background, you must just go and check back color. Now, if you go to back color and change the color there, let's say I want to change it to red. Now, notice again, not all the colors are there in the menu system, okay? You can just come to custom and then you click on red. Can you see the background has changed to red? This is one way of doing it. There are other things, but I will not show you everything because you still have to submit a prep. This is how we can do it when we want to change the properties of the form. Now, let's go and add controls on the form. Most of the times, you'll be working with these controls. Let's say I want to add 3 text boxes, 3 labels, 1 text box. Sorry, 1 button, okay? So how do I enter or how do I insert the controls? One way of doing it, you can come here and say view, then you go to toolbox. Can you see what is being shown? There is another menu that appeared. Ne? So because I want to insert 3 text boxes, so I will go to where it says text box and take note how I am going to insert the text box. There are many ways to do it. I will just drag, drop. There is the text box. Can you see? Can I do it again?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
There is toolbox. Okay. Then I want to insert the second text box. I can go there, right? On top of text box, you know how to drag. You were taught this one in CSC111. Ne? Dragging items on the screen. You simply click and hold, right? And then you drag it to the desired position. There it is. That is my second text box, is it? Now, I will insert the last text box. Now take note, toolbox has been placed somewhere on the side because I was tracking. I will insert the next text box, which is the last text box. And then I put it there. And then I release. Now in my form, I've got my 3 text boxes, is it? Now, one thing that I want you to take note. When I go on top of any of these text boxes and click on it, what is written on properties window?
Text box 1.
It's a written text box 1. When I go on text box, the second one, it tells me text box 2. When I go on the third one, it tells me text box 3. So each and every object that we are clicking on this form has got its own properties. Are we together? Each and every object that we are clicking here has got its own properties. Okay. Now, I'm going to insert 3 labels again. Okay. Now, let me first close the text box, the toolbox. What was the shortcut key that I introduced to you to open a toolbox? Other than clicking on view, I said you can do what? Just want to see now the people that are catching things quickly. I gave a shortcut key on the slides. I know probably now people are going back to the slides to check the answer. I gave a shortcut key. I said it's Control-Alt-X. Once you press Control-Alt-X, it's going to pop that toolbox again for you. It's a shortcut key that you can always do. Remember, sometimes it takes long to go there to view, and then you have to scroll down checking where's the toolbox. Okay, when you want a shortcut key, you can just go there. Now, what was the first way that I did to put these text boxes? Remember, I was dragging, né? I was dragging the text boxes. This time around, I don't want to drag. Let me move this here. I don't want to drag. I want to show you a second method, né? A second way of inserting things. I want to insert 3 labels. So one other way of inserting. Okay, I'll first deal with the first way that we did. I will drag, né? Remember, by dragging, it's easy because you put it where you want it to be. There it is. It's called what? It's called label 1. Now, the other way of doing it, I can just go on top of label and double click. Check what's happening when I double click. Can you see? It places another label, but it's label 2. So if you insert things on your form by double clicking, you will need to go back and drag them to where you want them to be. I hope you understand. Ne? Label 2, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Then the next one is to insert the third label. I can double click, go there, drag it to where I want it to be. Label 3. Okay. Now, based on the practice that I gave you, we may want to change these labels now to tell the person who's going to use your application that in this text box, I want to enter number 1. In this text box, I want to enter number 2. In this text box, I want to enter number 3. Okay, so how do you now rename the labels? You can simply go, remember, when I click on label 1, what's the return in properties window? It tells me that I'm working on label 1, is it? When you go and click label 2, it tells you that you are now renaming things for label 2. So if I want to rename this one, and I know that I'm going to rename it to be my name. Ne? I want to rename it to be Mkati. So I can just go there under properties where it says text. Okay. Where it says text, change that word to that. Okay. After changing that word, you press enter. What happened to my form? You can see the word has changed from label 1 to what? To Mkati. Okay. When you go to label 2, again, if I want to change that label 2 to what? To Mbombela, I can just come there on my properties window, rename it to what? To Mbombela. And then press enter. Mbombela will be there. Then the last one, I change it again to Mqedani. Then everything is there. Are we together, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is there anyone who has been left behind? Okay. Then if everything is still fine, let me go now and insert. There are other things that we may want to change. For example, I may want the information that is going to be printed there when the program is running to be in blue color. Now, the text that you are printing, that you are typing in any object is regarded as a foreground color, okay? So if I say, write a program that, design your item such that the text that is displayed in text box 1 is blue. The one in text box 2 is green. The next one is red. You can do that. You just go there on the text box, and then from the text box, you can look for foreground color. Where is it? There is it is 4 color, right? By default, it's a black color, but you can always change that color to any desired color. There is the blue, this one. No, it's not blue. You can go to custom, then you look for blue, right? Now, you may not see the effects there, okay? Because the effects will only appear when something is being typed. And guys, I do not advise you to type anything in the text boxes when you are designing. Don't type anything when you are designing. Values that are going to be typed on text boxes, it's what you are going to type when the program is running. Are we together? Okay, then now let me insert another one, the button. This is the last item that I'm going to insert, okay? I'll just press Ctrl-Alt-X, then I go to button. This button, I want to rename it to be called, instead of being button 1, I want it to be, let's say, what's a suitable name? Process. Okay, I want to process it. Okay, now, if I want to process it, I want it to be processed again. All these captions, we change them under text. Okay, so I can just change there on the properties window. I type process. Okay, and press enter. You can see the caption has been changed to what? To process. Okay, now we can start the programming. Now remember, guys, all this that I'm showing you, I'm not showing you exactly what I asked you in the practical, but I'm demonstrating how things are supposed to be done. Okay, so what I asked you in the practical is something similar to what I just showed you. Okay, and you can see I only demonstrated this thing within either 15 minutes or so. So it means that practically you can do it within 2 hours and you'll be over it. Okay, as long as you've got this software, right? Now let's start the programming. Okay, now let's say in my program, I'm not going to show you exactly what I asked there. In my program, I want to enter a first number in text box 1. Do you still remember what text box 1 is? If you are not sure, you can always come and click on it. It's going to tell you which one is text box 1. I want to enter a number in text box 1. I want to enter a number in text box 2. Then, after entering these 2 numbers, when I click the button that says process, it's a wrong spelling, process 1. Okay, that spelling is wrong. Okay, when I click the button that says process, I want to compute the sum of these 2 numbers to the 3rd text box. Now, the question is, how do I want my program to work? I want my program to work in the sense that it must compute this after clicking the button process. So, in other words, you are going to program for this button to work. You go on top of that button. Do you have a question?
Yes, may you please repeat the process part?
Okay, I'm saying here's the typical example. It's not something that I gave you in practical, but it's similar. Once you catch what I'm doing now, you will be able to do the one in break. Okay. I want to type a number in text box 1 and type a second number in text box 2, right? When the program is running. Once I click process, my program is supposed to sum up these 2 numbers. Then after summing up these 2 numbers, it's supposed to print the outcome, which is the sum on the 3rd text box. So it's supposed to sum up Mgadi together with Mbombela and print it on Mqedani. I hope I'm clear now. Ne? Why am I saying Mgadi Mbombela? Because the label are saying so. Ne? I'm typing a number under Mgadi. I'm typing another number under Mbombela. Then, once I click process, it's supposed to give that sum to what? To Mqedani and print it on Mqedani. Now, remember what I said. We are not typing numbers when the program is not running. Ne? We only type numbers when the program is running. Now, if I click run, take a look what is going to happen. When I click run, it's showing me that window. Can you see it? Even if I can type numbers now on this window, when I click process, it's not going to do anything. Why is it not doing anything? Because remember, we said today, Visual Basic is event driven. Ne? So it doesn't know what to do when I'm clicking. I need to tell Visual Basic what to do when I'm clicking. Okay, so I will stop the running program and go and program it. Okay, how do we program? Or you will remember in Visual Basic Editor of Excel, code window. Ne? We're having a code window. Here, how do I get to see the code window? For you to be appropriate and type in the correct place, do not go to view and say code. Yes, if you go to view and then you click code, it's going to show you the code window, but you might be typing it in a wrong place. The best thing to do is to come to what you want to program. I want to program for this button, is it? Go on top of that button and double click it. Once you double click it, I think I can now close these ones. Once you double click it, it's taking you to this, okay? Now, what I want you to take note of is that it says public class, then inside the public class and the end class, it's having a procedure. What is a procedure, by the way? We said a procedure will always start with private sub and end sub, okay? So it's having this procedure and it's telling you that whatever that I'm typing between the private sub button 1 and the end sub is what button 1 is going to command towards my programming, okay? So this is the code window where you are going to do the coding, okay? Now, I will start typing. I declare 3 numbers. A, comma, B, comma, C as single. Remember, we said all numbers when we are not certain what these numbers are going to look like, we declare them as single, okay? Then, after I declare these numbers, I need to tell Visual Basic where to get the values for these numbers. Ne? So my A is equal to box 1. You can see, once you start typing it, it gives you a hint. There is text box 1, there is text box 2, there is text box 3. So I want to read my A from text box 1. But how do we read the values? We said it's always text box 1 dot text. Okay. My B is equal to text box 2 dot text. My C, what is your C? Your C is the sum of the 2 numbers that you already have, is it? So my C is going to be A plus B. Then, once I am done computing the value for C, I can now print that value for C. Where do I print the value for C? In the third text box. So text box 3 dot text is equal to C. Now note, I didn't include any codes in whatever that I was doing because I'm dealing with numbers. Ne? Once you are done, You can now go and click run. When you are running, your program is waiting for you to type numbers. I can type 5. Then in text box 2, I can type 4. When I click process, you can see in Mqedani, it's showing 9. Now, if you are having such an application and you are using it, you don't have to stop and run all the time. You can just go and change the value. Okay, if I want to change the value to 19 and click process, you can see that one is 23. By the way, can you notice 19 is written in blue text? Why is it written in blue text, but others are written in black? Can someone answer that question?
Because you changed its properties, sir.
Yes, I changed its properties. That's why I said, though I changed the properties, you might not see the effects, but you can only see the effects when the program is running, okay? And how would you know that a program is running? As soon as that start debugging changes to gray, it means your program is running, okay? And take note, sometimes you may think that a program is not running when I do it like this, but at the background, the program is still running because of that thing. It's gray. And it's always shown there when the program is running. Okay, check what happens when I click stop. You can see that icon has disappeared. Okay, so those are the tricks that you need to grasp as beginners. Okay, because once you don't know all these things, then you will get confused somehow. Okay, yeah, that is all that I wanted to show you. Mr. Mqedani, I hope you are ready. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Thanks to Akinola, she gave me the link to the working Visual Studio.
Okay,
yeah.
Thank you very much. Then I can stop there. Guys, I hope and believe that you can do this thing without us being present in front of you. Ne? The last group that we taught last year managed to do it. So I understand you are more brilliant than those guys. Ne? So you can be able to do it. Okay. On that note, let me hand it over to Mr. Mqedani if there are no other questions.
Okay, it seems as if there are no questions. So let me continue.
Yes.
I'm sure that all of you are on WhatsApp group. Abundance has sent the link to the WhatsApp group. So if you want the link where you can download Visual Studio, you can check on our WhatsApp group. So this is the link. You just click this link, short url.at/uxes1. You just click on this link or you type it on your browser. Because I'm using my computer for WhatsApp, so I can just click on this link. But if you are using a browser, if you are using your phone, you can copy this link and type it as it is. So you come here to direct download, you click here, and then you click on save. I've already downloaded it is an image. I've downloaded this image file, so I can cancel this one. So when you're done downloading it, you just open it or just show it in folder. And then this is Visual Studio 2010 Express. And then because it is an image file, you have to mount it. Then you can double click to mount it, especially if you are using Windows 10. But if you are having problems with mounting it, you can come to me. I'm here until 3:30. And then you can see now that it has been mounted. And then you can click here to open it. It is already open on this panel. And then you double click on setup file. You look for setup file, you double click on it. and then you can install. You select this option. Okay, let me confirm with Mr. Mkadi first. Mr. Mkadi, are you still around?
Yes, I'm still around. You select Visual Basic 2010 Express. The second
this
option.
One.
Yeah.
So you select this option. And then you can see that it is initializing. The setup has started, and then you wait for it. So I must warn you that it is a very long process to install Visual Studio. Usually it takes around 60 minutes, so you have to be you have to be patient.
Yeah, it takes 1 hour. It takes about 1 hour. As a result, Mr. Mtetan, I don't think we'll be able to finish everything, but we'll have to cut off where everything will be simple, okay? Where on the stages where everything will be straightforward.
Yeah, I just want to show them only these first steps. You click on next, and then you accept the license terms. You click on next again. There's no need to include this one, eh?
They must include it.
Okay, you make sure that you have ticked Microsoft SQL Server, and then you click on next, and then you install. And then it will install. There are many elements of this software, so it will install it one by one. So after the stage, you can go and you can even go to Champs and wait for it to finish. So I think it is safe after the stage.
Yeah, after this stage, it will take about 1 hour to finish all those components. Then obviously you can leave your computer and go somewhere. You can't be sitting waiting for it to finish. Guys, we can't finish the installation. It will mean we are taking Mr. Mtetani's time, okay? And you can see so far there, it has installed 2 components. And if Mr. Mtetan, may you scroll down and check them on the side, yeah. You can see how many components are going to be installed. And each component has got its own time to install, okay? So at this stage, you are safe. Once it's done, it's going to tell you to reboot your computer. Then Visual Basic will be there.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm here. As I have said that I'm here until 3 o'clock. So if someone has encountered a problem, they are free to come to me, but they must check me if I'm in my office before they come. So I think that's all from me, unless there are questions.
Asuke bathule ke Mr. Mcetane ongayazi noba bavile okanye akathini.
Banjalo.
Chanza khawuthethe mfondini.
Questions, sir.
Awuna question. Uyive yonke le nto ibithethwa.
Sir.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Mcetane, for your assistance, as well as Ms. Abundance. Please, we appreciate your efforts, guys. Thank you very much. And then, ladies and gentlemen, as I have mentioned to you, I will also be available on Monday. Mr. Mcetane is still in his office, but before you go to him, please make sure that you contact him. Yeah. I think that brings us to the end of today's session. Okay. At this point in time, everyone can go and start working on his break. Practical, guys, is not a group work. I will give directions next week as to how you are going to submit those practical, okay? I will give you directions next week. But over the weekend, you can start working on them. Then, if you have a problem in installation, you can contact Mr. Mcetane. I believe Mr. Momela as well is also there. You can contact any of them, but please, guys, don't just come to someone's office these days, because most of us are working from home. So what you can do, You first verify if the person is going to be available at a certain time before you go to his office. Okay? Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Mcetani, as well as to you, Ms. Akinola.
Sure, Budi. Thank you. Enjoy your weekend. Students, enjoy your weekend. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.